to this global action for members of Revolution Now worldwide to fight against tyranny and oppression, incompetence, and impunity in our country, Nigeria. And I'm not supposed to be the main spokesperson, but because our spokesperson having issues with their individual laptops, and it's not impossible that they've been targeted and there's some kind of disruption going on. I think when we started, you could tell that some individual who is a racist got on the platform and he was making some very reckless postings. Okay, I'm hearing that you guys can't hear me. So can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me, please. So I'm being told it's a bit low. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, very good. So I'm looking for our chief spokesperson for today, Barrister Femi Falana. I know he's on, and because we have spoken, I know he's on, and I see him on the lineup as well. It's just a function of getting him to unmute himself. Sorry about the situation of electricity where I am. They just took light. So we will be juggling. I'm in Abuja, the federal capital of incompetence and thieves. So, but I'm trying to get Barrister Femi Falana, who I'm very sure is on. So everybody's been muted, and I can hear one person. Who is the person speaking? Can you identify yourself, please? Okay. Yes, I have just made Femi Falana the host of the meeting, so I'm going to try to call him directly so that he can get on board. Please give me a few so I can call him. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, let me know, please. All right, said you can hear me clearly. So yes, let me call Barrister Femi Falana, who is I see him here, but he doesn't seem to know that we've started, or maybe he's also having network problems. Yes, sir. We've started, and we have unmuted. I see you, but I think you need to unmute yourself because we just made you the host so that you can start, sir. We just made you a host of the meeting. Yes, we need you only for 5 minutes, sir. Please, you have been made a host, so you can start, sir. Unmute yourself and start, sir.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, fantastic. We can hear you loud and clear. Please kick it off.
Compatriots, comrades, and friends, good evening. I'm delighted to be in your midst and to wish you well, and I bring you fraternal greetings. This meeting is taking place at a momentous period in the history of our country. It's a very crucial era in the history of Nigeria, which is the largest concentration of Black people on earth. But we are not only disappointing ourselves, we are disappointing the entire Black race. This country has enormous resources, human and natural, that should make us one of the leading countries in the world. But because our country is manned by incompetence, impunity, and corruption, we are one of the most backward nations in Africa and the rest of the world. Particularly looking at the long list of attendees in this meeting, I've seen young men and women whose future is at stake. And I want to say that again. I've seen young men and women whose future is at stake. You therefore have the duty, onerous duty, to save yourselves, to save our country, and reclaim the destiny of our country that has been seized by political buccaneers and economic saboteurs. As you are well aware, while other nations, including African countries, are giving palliatives to their people through cash transfer, through freezing of rents, through payment of electricity bills, our government, or the government of Nigeria, is unleashing economic violence on our people through all manners of levies and taxes. As you are well aware, just a few days ago, the price of petroleum products, the fuel, was once again increased to 151 naira. In many parts of the country, 160 naira per liter. Electricity tariff has been increased. VAT has been increased. Stamp duties have been imposed. Interest rates are up. The naira is devalued through the devaluation, through dollarization of the economy. But I tell you, ours is not a poor country by any standard. While our government is busy piling up loans, both the executive and the legislature have refused to respond to some of the allegations we have made regarding the mismanagement of the economy. For instance, in the last 10 years or thereabout, the LNG, where Nigeria has majority shares, 49%, that company has paid to the Federation account $18 billion, but the money was hijacked by the NNPC. The Supreme Court gave a judgment, and I want you to listen to this. In October 2018, this information you can get on the internet. The Supreme Court ordered the federal government to recover from international oil majors, IOCs, royalties that were not collected for 18 years. So the government sat down, got some consultants who came up with the actual figure. The figure is $62 billion. I won't want to go to other areas. Just from LNG, that's from our natural gas, and the uncollected royalties, we are talking of $80 billion. I'm giving you these two figures, particularly because they are in the public domain and because the figure is much, much higher than the loan, external loan of $27 billion, which the federal government has acknowledged. I wrote to the DMO, and the DMO informed me that our external debts are in the region of $27 billion. Now I'm telling you of about $80 billion from two sources, and I can name other sources. The other one that will interest you, and that is why you must ask questions. Please, don't just protest. You must ask questions. Again, you can Google The central bank claimed last week that between May and now, May 2020 and now, about $365 billion naira has been given out by way of palliatives, intervention funds. And we will try to take advantage of the provisions of the law. We have written to the central bank, please, can we know the beneficiaries of this intervention fund, huge intervention fund? The central bank has written back to say, please, we will need time to compile the figures. We need time to react to your petition. Now I'm saying this because if 365 billion naira is injected into this economy today and judiciously spent, our country will have no problem with poverty. I therefore want to enjoin you to dismiss as arrant nonsense any statement to the effect that our country is poor. Ours is endowed. Our country has enough resources to take care of each and every one of us. But because we have left governance to economic buccaneers, those who have no interest of our country at heart, we have left politics for them. And that is why we're in a mess. Therefore, I challenge you to be armed with facts and figures, to be armed with information about the gross mismanagement of our country, of our resources, so that when we are joining issues with them, nobody will deceive us. Finally, again, you can go and Google, find out. Whatever I'm telling you, it's in the public domain. In January this year, the Buhari regime announced through the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Mr. Temperance Silva. The announcement was that with effect from September this year, this month, our country will switch from fuel to natural gas, compressed natural gas, to power commercial vehicles. And that not less than 4,000 vehicles in Benin City, were already using natural gas to power their vehicles. And that the price would be between 95 and 97 naira per liter. Please, as I'm talking to you, you can Google. Federal government says Nigeria will switch to CNG, compressed natural gas, because it's used in many parts of the world, including Brazil, including Cote d'Ivoire here. So that this regular fuel hike will be a thing of the past. But all these statements by the government are designed to deceive the Nigerian people. Hence, in September, instead of having CNG, we're having a fuel hike. And why are we talking of? Because they have told us this is not the end of the road. Henceforth, the prices of petroleum products, like all goods, will be determined by market forces. There's nothing known as market forces. These are fraudulent terms by neoliberal ideologues in government. Every economy is run by human beings, not by funny market forces. The market forces are controlled by human beings. Our own is controlled by imperialism. And that is why the naira that was exchanging for 200 naira per dollar when the regime came on board is today 475 naira. Once your economy is import-oriented, once you're importing fuel from abroad, this is the price to pay for it. And we are being told, if the dollar rises again against the naira, you are going to have another hike. Now, nobody is addressing the fact that this is the only oil-producing country that does not have its own functional refineries. And this is the area we must ask questions. Why have the refineries in the country collapse. Why is it that no new refinery has been built by the government in the last 5 years, in the last 25 years? And this is why we're in a mess. Therefore, the ball is in your court. Our destiny is in our hands, and we cannot afford not to play our individual roles in ensuring that we fix the problems of this country. None of you is too young to intervene politically, because many of those who are in power took over power in Nigeria when they were younger than many of you. And therefore, would like to inform you that I lead an organization, Alliance on Surviving COVID-19 and Beyond, ASCAB. We're in touch with the leaders of this movement to ensure that we work together in fighting the anti-people's economic programs of this regime with a view to liberating our people. I thank you for this opportunity. I'm sorry I won't be able to stay with you all day because I had to dash to another meeting. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Coordinator.
Thank you. Yes, so we have Dr. Chidi Wanyawu from Canada who's going to speak next. After his speech, we will unmute everybody again to do some revolutionary action, and we'll call another speaker who is going to be a student leader in Nigeria. So, Dr. Chidi, take it away.
All right. I know you cannot hear me, but I'm going to say revolution, and you're going to use your hand to show that you're saying now. So, revolution. Let's do it again. Hands down, and we're going to do it in unison. Revolution.
Now.
Revolution.
Now.
Revolution.
Now.
Revolution, eh? Revolution, oh. I want to do something before I go. Revolution, eh? Fellow comrades, we just heard our very dear Femi Falana charge us. You know, when I see people like him who from so many years ago have been in this struggle and they have not given up, someone like him who has done so well with his profession, who has done so well with his career, with his family, with his kids, he has experienced success all over him. If you don't know some of the successes that he has experienced, let me tell you the success that you and I of this generation are aware of. All of you know Faz the Bad Guy. You enjoy his music, you enjoy his jokes, you enjoy his comedy, you enjoy so many things about him. But it will shock you that somebody like Faz the Bad Guy, who is of this generation, is a product of somebody like Femi Falana. So he doesn't just know how to talk the talk, but he walks the walk. He has been on the streets protesting. He has been writing. He has been at the head of so many organizations that have been engaging the government of the day, so many of those governments. And when you see him today tell you that the future of this generation lies in the hands of this generation, we cannot but listen to him. But let me tell you something. Nobody needs to tell you. If you have lived in Nigeria, if you were born 40 years ago, if you were born 30 years ago, if you were born 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I dare tell you that if you were born even 10 years ago, nobody needs to cajole you into protesting. Nobody needs to tell you what is going on. So I feel sometimes so frustrated when somebody is waiting for me. Even when we came for this event, some people were busy, frustrated, arguing about the audio, about the visual. I'm telling you, you are revolution. You are the protest in yourself. Nobody needs to organize any revolution for us again in Nigeria. Nobody. We have been, they have brought this thing so close to us, to the point where they have put their finger in our eyes. What else do you need? What you finish from school. I don't know how many of your friends have good jobs. I've been telling somebody that when I say the youths of Nigeria, the person says, why are you still talking about youths of Nigeria? You are 50-something. Why? I tell the person, listen, in Nigeria, we have suffered arrested development. Do you understand the meaning of arrested development? In other climates, in other countries like Canada where I live, youths are within maybe the age of 15, 16, 17, and then by the time you get to 35, you're no longer regarded as a youth. But in Nigeria, at 55, you're still a youth. And you're like, Chidi, why are you insulting us? I'm not insulting you. Because at 55 years, some people in Nigeria have not had their first job since they left school. So you are experiencing what youths experience outside the country. At 55 years, some of you have not even bought your first car. So you fall within the category of a youth. So what are you telling me? Why shouldn't you be angry? Why should anybody have to show you how to be angry? When was the last time you had steady power supply for a week? No, you tell me. I don't have to tell you. You tell me. When was the last time you went into a supermarket and you shopped and you just had to stop? Not because your money finished, but because you bought everything you wanted. When was the last time you felt like that? When was the last time you punched your bank account and it was looking good? When was the last time you just brought out your phone and you looked at your contacts and you wanted to send money to people? No, it does not happen. Every time they call you, if you're not living in your village, every time they call you from the village, you panic because you know they're going to ask you about money. And as a youth, as somebody who left school 10 years ago, you cannot boast of a good bank account. You cannot boast of a good job. How many times have you opened the internet and you see your friends in UK, your friends in US, your friends in Germany, your friends in Ghana, your friends in Cameroon, showing you their house, showing you where they live, showing you where they work, and you just enter instant depression in Nigeria? How many times has your friend called you? You look at it, it's a foreign number, but you are sitting in keke, and your friend that was the last person in the class when you were in school, he's calling you from Dubai. You know how you feel. Forget that you're pretending. You know it's hurting you. But you see the people, the same people that subjected you to the position that you are in right now. You are going to hang around their offices. When you hear they're coming to the village, you go and hang around in front of their gates. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Nobody's holding us down, but we are the ones holding ourselves down. You know your counselor. Have you ever confronted your counselor? You know your local government chairman. Have you ever confronted your local government chairman? When you look, I know people like you who are on this Zoom meeting. And when I talk to you, I'm talking to myself. There is lots more for us to do. Please, please, please. Because I know other people need to talk. If you don't hear anything from me today, hear that what we're doing now is long overdue. Like we are late. We are very, very late. Like we are coming when the church service is finishing. We should actually be on the street. And when I say we should be on the street, someone say, hey, Chidi, come down here and be on the street. Why are you pushing people to be on the street? But I tell you, right from when I can remember, I've always been on the street. Someone say, Chidi, you leave your own children. You want other people's? No. My children were on the streets of Nigeria with Omoyele Sowore campaigning. It was the same people that are accusing me today that said, Chidi, are you stupid? Why are you endangering the lives of those kids? Because I want them to know. I want them to be fully aware of what is happening. I want to get them ready to not allow anybody to dispossess them of their possession. Why would you sit down and watch the children of the people that push you into where you are taking snapshots, taking pictures in private jets, taking pictures in big houses, taking pictures of them screeching motorbikes, driving Lamborghinis, and they post these pictures on the internet, and you know where they are. You see them drive these cars, and you are not infuriated enough to do something about it. What else do you want? Look, let me tell you, we are retiring. We have done our best. We are passing this battle to you guys. You have to understand. Some of us don't have to do this. I don't care if you think it is pride. I really don't have to do it. But I know that for the sake of some of you who still believe that we can take over what belongs to us, I will continue to do this with the last drop of sweat that I have. Revolution. Revolution.
Now.
Revolution.
Now.
Thank you so much.
Now. So I'm going to unmute everybody so that we have another 2 minutes of action. Please try and display your placards, and we can sing and you can be talking. It's not a problem. It's part of protest. This is supposed to be a protest. And if you are on Twitter or Facebook, please post this, share this on your Twitter page, and post this to post something on Twitter about it. We have adopted a new slogan today. Hashtag Buhari must go. So put it on your Facebook and Twitter or your social media handle so that people can understand that we are very serious. So please don't forget to do that. I'm going to unmute everybody for 2 minutes action. Ginger. Two minutes, Ginger. Unmute yourself. I've allowed everybody to.
Buhari must go. Revolutionary. Enough is enough. Go.
Please resign. We are tired of you. They go and save life. I'm not happy. It's a disaster. Leave us alone now. The regime is a disaster. Leave us alone. Tired of Buhari. Leave us alone.
Free Sowore now. Justice Sowore. Please for Sowore. Please for Sowore.
Free Sowore now. Free Sowore. Free Sowore.
Right now.
We are tired. It has to go.
Justice.
Leave us alone. Buhari, leave us alone. Incompetence is killing us day and night. Incompetence is killing us day and night. Leave us alone. Tired of incompetence killing Nigerians every minute. I'm tired. Buhari, leave us alone.
Free Sowore now.
Buhari, free Sowore now.
Free Sowore now.
Alone. We don't want you
now. Sowore now. Free Sowore now. Cannot run a country.
Alone, Buhari. We are tired of you. Of your incompetence, your nepotism, ability,
APC must be restructured.
secure lives and property in Nigeria. We are tired of it. Buhari, leave us alone.
God's women must go.
It cannot
And fulfills the purpose of individuals.
Now,
Lord,
leave us alone, Buhari. Go away.
go
Out.
now.
Jim is working for Nigerians. Nigerians are tired of you.
If you were alone,
Of you. Enough of the killings. Enough of Nigerians dying, both home and abroad. We are tired.
Buhari
Oh,
must
Buhari, we are tired. We are tired. Go away. Go away. Leave Nigerians alone. Nigerians are tired of you. He likes it or not. Must step down. He has to go.
Buhari must go. Buhari must go.
Nigerians are tired.
Thank you so much, guys. This is going very, very well. I can tell you, the whole world is hearing us loud and clear. We're also streaming this live on SaharaReporters.com Facebook page. So you can go there and share it from there to your individual pages. We also advise you to check up on your Twitter pages, your Facebook pages, and share this, and also put the hashtag. We should be able to get everybody today to make this happen. And to just let you know, this is an online protest. It has never happened before in the history of Nigeria that the creative online protest that can gather the voices and the grievances of people can happen. They never expected it. In fact, they were so stupid that when we said we are going to have a Zoom protest today, they still deployed policemen because they didn't know the place called Zoom. You know, they are very incompetent. So it's the kind of leaders we have. And that is why we must put an end to this kind of incompetence. We must put an end to the impunity that's going on, the corruption that's going on, the nepotism that is going on, the fact that we are right now almost practically operating in necromancy, or what I call bubucracy. Necromancy is the government of dead people for dead people and by dead people. That is where Nigeria is. They've killed this country completely. And when we started this in 2019, you know, so many people did not understand what it was about. They kept asking questions. Why are you calling it revolution? Why don't you call it celebration? And all those kind of excuses. But our own position is very clear. When you are oppressed to the point where you can't breathe anymore, it is you who will determine how you regain your liberty. It is not your oppressor who should determine the hashtag or the name of what you call your battle. And our battle is a total call for change of the Nigerian system. We are no longer even interested in issues. This idea of pay salary here, although they are part of our demands, but the problem of Nigeria has gone beyond individual issues. That's why we put it all together and we are asking for a revolution, and it affects how we want to live our lives. Not only us, but our children, how they want to live in the future, because we cannot continue like this. This system is no longer sustainable. You are hearing it from me. I'm here in Abuja under a bail condition that is almost criminal. Nobody has been sentenced to stay in the city before. I mean, since Chief Obafemi Awolowo in 1963 or thereabout, when they equally accused him of treason and jailed him eventually. And that's what they are trying to do to me. But before they can jail you, your mind must accept to be in jail. I cannot be jailed. My ideas cannot be jailed. Even if I die, as I've told them, the ideas that we have espoused that will provide the next generation the kind of liberation they need will continue. So nobody can kill an idea whose time has come. So we want to welcome you once again. We want to thank you from all over the world, for your patriotism. We thank you for the support that you have been giving the movement, the life you have been breathing into it. People have joined this from all over the world and from all over Nigeria, including Kano. I saw Comrade Zuch here not too long ago. He's here. There are people from Yobe, Maiduguri, Rex from Benue. People all over Nigeria are tired of this. And as you heard from Barrister Femi Falana, we have reached the tipping point. The natural people who used to fight for Nigeria, as you know, a lot of them have been compromised. Today, I saw Pastor Bakari. He was receiving the key of his newly built church when Nigerians are dying of hunger and starvation and economic hardship imposed by his friends, Buhari. I don't want to mention several names that we have called out. We cannot rely on celebrities because a lot of celebrities are either compromised or they are afraid. You heard what happened to Tiwa Savage and Don Jazzy. Just a little, we are tired, hashtag. They invited Tiwa, intimidated her. She was crying like a baby. I heard Don Jazzy too was really shaking. So we can also outsource our movement, our struggle to people. So the idea of calling for an 86-year-old Wole Soyinka is not necessary. The man has been fighting since he was in his 20s. What is your own generation doing? Stop complaining about people. We also can't outsource this struggle to political parties. The PDP is not better than the APC. As you know, Nigeria is the only place where you can go to bed as APC, you wake up tomorrow, you are PDP. Nobody asks you what happened overnight. We can't outsource it to them. We have to fight our struggle by ourselves. And I want to make it clear, I am not fighting so that PDP can come back to power. Never. I am not fighting so that APC can remain in power. Never. It is why we call it a revolution. We want to erase the very dirty, very uncouth, and dishonest, wicked past that have destroyed this country, that has broken this country into pieces. Our people are broken, they are poor, they are miserable. And it does not apply to Nigeria alone. Everywhere we go, even when we are doing okay, we always feel bad that we are Nigerians. But these leaders, as we are speaking, are having a blast. Last night, Buhari's daughter had a wedding, multi-billion naira wedding, inside Aso Rock. A few days after her father imposed a 162 naira price on gasoline, petrol, as we call it. Guess what they are doing online now? They are comparing the prices of petrol of Saudi Arabia, of USA, Canada with that of Nigeria. And I challenged them this morning. No one of them has responded. Can you also tell us the minimum wage of Canada? Tell us the minimum wage of Saudi Arabia. Tell us the minimum wage of even Ghana. All these things are online. Nigeria has the worst minimum wage. Our minimum wage is about $100 per month. Some of you who are not based in Nigeria, yeah? Yes. Okay. They say $100 is even higher than that. It's less than $100, around $80. Some of you are living outside. You can make $100 in a day after you have deducted money from food, transportation, even medicine. You still have $100. There are so many of you who are making $100 per hour. That is the salary of an average Nigerian worker, that unconscionable salary. And then look at the value of the Naira. The Naira is worthless. In fact, very soon, the Naira will be worth less than the paper upon which it is printed under this same bureaucracy, Buhari's regime. So we have another student leader. Yes. We have a student leader here who will be speaking next. But before then, I think I need to unmute Juwon, who was. Okay, he said his name is Second Revolution now here. And if there are some of you who want to speak also, when we get to a point, we will let you come on and give us your own ginger. We don't have much time left because we were planning to do this for only 2 hours. Okay, which one is the one? Is it? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do some housekeeping here so that I can mute. I've asked you to unmute yourself. Did you see that? Did you see the one that says unmute yourself? Okay. Let's work on it. It says the second one, right? Oh, man, you have ruined my computer there. Okay. Did you see something that says unmute yourself?
Don't talk.
Oh. So why am I not getting the All right, I think while we wait, I can hear mandates.
Okay.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, do I have the floor? Okay, thank you very much.
You have the floor, but make it very brief. Make it very brief. And you have all your forces there.
Okay. Yes. So we in Osun State, my name is Olale Bakari, and here at the Evolutionary Congress of Osun State. And we believe that a government who cannot meet up with the demand of the people is no government. So that is why we are saying that if we fight, we may win. If we do not fight, we always remain defeated. A people united can never be defeated. Aluta, Victoria, Amandla, Revolution. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to mute you now, and we'll go to Juwon.
Revolution. I guess people can definitely also trying to think of one of the student leaders who is here with us today, and all the several student leaders that are present on this Zoom call. But now we're thinking of Shoneye Abdulaziz. Shoneye Abdulaziz is the president of National University of Education. So, to give us some very short solidarity speech. Yes.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Oh, very clear. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, great people of Nigeria. As introduced, a very sharp one. I think most of the analysis have been done, and personally, I feel we have done much of analysis in the time past, and this is the right time for an action to be taken. As student union leader, my constituency should be my major area of focus. Right now, when other countries of the world are giving tuition-free session, they are going about their normal academic via e-learning. Nigerian students have been shut out of campus academic activities for over 5 months now, and there is no alternative to learning without going back to campus. It therefore has shown the irresponsibility on the part of the Nigerian government to even think that at a time when the pandemic has shut down the whole economy, affected so many Nigerians living on a salary scale that can barely meet up their normal expenses. The Nigerian government has even increased petroleum pump price, electricity bill, and so many other. In fact, food items have been increased. For me personally, I see this as a direct attack and a war against the Nigerian people. And it is high time that Nigerian people stood up and stopped giving excuses. We have in the last 2-3 days, we've read people shifting responsibility to Femi Falana, shifting responsibility to a man who is as old as 86. Well, they showing God that they should still come back to the street. And I don't know, these are people who have been fighting for a better Nigeria, not necessarily because they do not have a sustainable income themselves, but because they want to be identified with a nation that they can be proud of. So it is high time that Nigerian people stood up enough of social media campaign. This is the best time for us to march out in our thousands, in our millions, to demand for a resignation of the present regime. We are not asking for a decrement or a reversal alone. We are asking for a system change, because for as long as we still have this same set of people in power, whether APC, whether ABGA, whether PDP, as long as the power is still being rotated within the same set of people with the same neoliberal policies, we will still continuously have the same situation. So Nigerian people, we are urging ourselves that we should march out in our thousands. There is no, these people do not plan, they do not give us an opinion before they launch their attack against us. So I see no reason why, as been said, why they should be the one to determine how we are going to fight. Great Nigerian people, articulate Nigerian people, we are not meant to give up at this point in time. This is the best time for us to stand up, rise up, and change the course of our dear country. Revolution!
Now, so we're going to let a little bit of action happen for another 2 minutes while we await our next speaker. Please, Ginger, a little bit from your end, display your...
Revolution.
Revolution now.
Buhari must go.
Revolution now.
Buhari
must go. It's enough.
Solidarity
We must go tonight. We must go tonight. We must go.
Guys, thank you so much once again. We have
Buhari must go.
ready to go. So we should do that next week. I muted you.
Revolution now. Revolution now.
Okay,
allow participants.
No, let's mute her. Okay.
Revolution now.
I will ask Ali to mute herself. Okay. Have I allowed you to unmute? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me just introduce you. All right. I want to invite next our colleagues from Alejandra Piazzola. She's one of the global coordinators for Extinction Rebellion in the UK, right? And she's going to be speaking with us briefly. Please, Alejandra, can you please unmute yourself? I've asked you to unmute. Alejandra, are you there? I'm asking her to unmute herself, but it doesn't seem she's. I don't think she's paying attention at this point. Can you call on the next? Can you tell me the next speaker?
Okay, let's call Rex.
Rex.
Yes, I think.
Comrade Rex. That's from Benue, right? Rex Solano. Okay. Comrade Rex, can you please unmute yourself? All right, good. Correct.
Revolution now. Revolution.
Now, please, can you speak a little louder? Loud, yes.
Revolutionary greetings to all the comrades on this protest all over Nigeria, even in the diaspora. I'm actually at the hospital where my wife just gave birth, but I'm following up the Revolution Now protest from the hospital, and myself, my wife, and my two little boys are all in the struggle together. And it is a very significant point in time for us as Nigerians to stand up and come out of our shell of either fear or mediocrity or hypocrisy or ethnic bigotry or political sentiments or religious sentiments, and stand for the truth that will only liberate us now and our children in the future. It is high time. I believe today is an appetizer, actually, for the main course, which is on October 1st. So I would like to see same energies here. And I'm encouraging everybody who can be available on October 1st to come out on the streets all over the country and let our numbers reflect how displeased and dissatisfied we are with the present nonsense that we have in our country today. And I pray that we will all be strong and resilient. We will come out that day, nothing shall discourage us. I'm very sure even the mobile policemen and the soldiers will be willing and happy to join us indirectly in support for what we will be doing on October 1st. Don't be scared of them. They are also going to be buying the same fuel 160. They are also going to be paying the same electricity tariff. They are actually waiting for us to liberate them. So we are coming out on October 1st. Nothing shall discourage us. Revolution now.
Now.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Rex. I think I'm looking for Captain Blaze. Captain Blaze. I'm trying to. That's Von Ogunde, who has indicated interest in speaking, but I can't seem to find you in my lineup. Let me check again. Who else do you have next, here, please? Who's next?
Okay, we have a speaker from Ghana.
Ghana, okay. What's his name?
Yes.
What's his
name? It's Marusu.
M.A.?
Okay, it's called Junior Contract.
Junior Contract.
Yes.
Junior Contract, okay. Yes. I've asked you to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Okay, I've asked him to unmute himself. He hasn't unmuted himself. I don't see him. Maybe he has. Okay, he's on now. Junior Chonta, please, can you take it away? Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
All right.
Comrade, yes.
Mine is the challenging privilege of a youth speaking on behalf of our Ablodenu Beto Global Union for Pan-African Community Generation, Ablodenu Visia Gupako. Resident at present in Accra, Ghana. I am Bododo Promise, currently serving as the principal organizing secretary of the Ablodenu Visia Gupako. Ours is an organization seeking the decolonizational unification of our Ewe from Aja kindred indigenous African communities in and beyond West Africa, in order to contribute their own self-determination as an autonomous Beto nation to total African liberation and thereby victoriously achieve full Pan-African sovereignty, with completely stopping the Mangamizi by way of the global pursuit of holistic preparations towards the successful building of Ubuntu Man in Ubuntu Dinner for global justice. It is proudly in our beautifully sweet-sounding language of our Beto that we say, Mido Jana Mikata, Mihomiape Bedodolo. Let me go straight to the main point of our Ablededo, Nu Visia Gupako. Contribution to this Saturday, 5th September 2020 Zoom International Meeting of our Revolution Now in Nigeria. As currently as some activists in the recent Mali revolt have hopefully sounded our total Pan-African liberation, a Cuban war horse for dismantling the borders of colonialism in West Africa. Those profiting from such white supremacy divide and misrule Bantustan, prison wars of global appetite that are among the most criminally damaging legacies of European imperialism are still being perpetuated in Africa today, are rushing to stop such a desirable revolutionary step forward. That is why we of Ablode Denuvisa are today bringing to your Revolution Now meeting our positive action idea for stopping those in the Mali revolt to build principled unity together with all our Pan-African communities of resistance in order to stronger challenge the divisive borders of global appetite, imperialism, still being forced with terroristic reactionary violence upon us from the 15th of November 1884 to the 28th February 1885 Berlin Conference of the Euro-American colonial partition, devastating
Yeah, we will give. I think we lost him there. We need some 2 minutes of ginger. Please unmute yourself and ginger a little bit. Your placards ready, everything. Before we call
Revolution now.
Buhari go!
Revolution.
Buhari go.
Revolution.
Away, Buhari, step down now. Tired of your regime.
Buhari, you must go! You're useless!
Yes, we need to wake up. We must go. To wake up now. To educate must go. Who does not understand? We are all in this together.
Leave us alone.
As somebody that doesn't
Now.
to educate
Down
so that
now.
we can have a better
Millions
Nigeria.
of Nigerians who can live. Period.
What I'm doing
Not competent. Not competent. Leave Nigeria. Leave us alone. Nigerians are tired of you. Buhari must go. Must go now.
Solution now. Buhari go.
Revolution now. Revolution now.
Go on the street, hurry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Up next, Global Coordinator for Coalition for Baba Ye. Baba Ye, please kindly unmute yourself. Baba Ye.
Good day, comrades. Revolution now. We are in a very historic period, and what we are doing is very important for several reasons. I'm happy at the title talking of from Mali to Nigeria. This shows both the African specificity and the general situation of the moment we are in history now, where the world is in a state of flux. In situations like this, audacity is of utmost importance, because just as forces for change are fighting, those that benefit from how the system is now, the 1% anywhere and everywhere, they will do their best to make sure that this system continues. Already the World Economic Forum people, they are talking that by January they will start a global reset. And when we are looking at what is happening, the steps that Baba Buhari is taking with this fuel pump price increase and what have you, look back in March, when they were collecting a loan from the IMF, they actually said they were going to do these things. It is just like what happened with Babangida, where the SAP, when he said we should debate, we debated. The SAP was a product of IMF. So you see the IMF, the World Bank, and our rulers in Nigeria that are ruining our country. They are one and the same. And you can see this also in when you have the global spread of the justice for George Floyd. Now, in every country, we have to fight those ruinous people that are in charge. And in Nigeria, their case, it is, if there's any word like that, the worstest of the worstest of the 1%ers. Because these are people they even hardly produce, but they keep chopping all the money. In the past 60 years of flag independence, they are stealing not less than 600 billion US dollars. And it is important to know that 1/3 of that amount was in the last 10 years. That's to say, the first 50 years, about $400 billion was stolen. In the last 10 years, not less than $200 billion was stolen. A large number of this under the so-called anti-corruption regime of Buhari. Buhari's regime has shown that it means to give us nothing but sorrow, tears, and blood. Not only is life being made more difficult for people, increased charges, bank charges, stamp duty charges, now petrol, and you see, and it goes on and on. But it has absolutely no respect for dissenting views. It is one of the, in fact, it is the most repressive regime we have had under civilian rule. And several people have said that even under the military, General Buhari was more democratic than under his so-called civilian dispensation. But the fact of the matter is this: the extent to which the oppressor can keep oppressing us depends on the extent to which we take it, and we have to resist, mobilize, and fight. And that is why, like Chima Obani said some 15 years back, he said that, look, regime change is our stand. Mass resistance is our vehicle. System change is our goal. The mobilization we are carrying about, we are sensitizing Nigerians. And the fact of the matter is this: yes, people talk of spontaneous aspect of revolution, but the fact of the matter is this: without leadership, even the most spontaneous revolutions will just dissipate like hot fats on a summer afternoon. So for the steam to turn and become something for movement, for system change, there must be steam engine. And that is where the revolutionary movement, that is where organizing for revolution comes into play, which is what is being done now. So as we organize and unite and fight in Nigeria and across the world, we should take this in note that we are not just, Buhari must go. Not only Buhari, we are not wanting someone like him to replace him, or Shimbajo, which of them? All of them, Jankoriko Oli. We are asking for system change now, revolution now. We are asking that the poor that have been oppressed, that have been suppressed, break the chains of their oppression, break the chains of their exploitation, and seize power. That is what we stand for. And thus, on 1st of October, not to commemorate 60th year, but to carry on this protest, this resistance, and go on beyond it, we march unitedly. And just to go back to something that it is not enough, I would want to rather fire faces. It is not enough for us to ask questions. Philosophers have interpreted the words. We should ask questions. We should go beyond questions to protesting, fighting until victory. Revolution now.
Now, thank you. We now have Captain Bays, who is based in the UK. Please give your very direct and succinct message. And I'm trying to unmute you.
Okay. Yeah. Good day to all. It's a pleasure being here, I must say. First of all, it's a great pleasure. I've never really been an advocate for politics in Nigeria because we all know how things usually end up, Well, I just have a straight up message to Nigerians generally. Like the problems of Nigeria has been before even our parents, It has expanded for such a long time. And now we're living in a cycle, you get. So this cycle is going to continue if we don't break this chain. It's going to continue. Your children's children are going to continue to experience the suffering that you're experiencing. So if you feel that living your life today has no consequence on tomorrow, and you don't care about your future and you don't care about your children, then you might as well just sit down and do nothing. But there's one thing that's holding a lot of Nigerians down is fear, fear of the unknown, and comfort, comfort in discomfort, and you need to start waking up. You need to start realizing that if you do not take a step in every country in the world, people usually take steps. They usually take steps. If the things are not going well in the country, the people stand up. The country, the governments of other countries are usually scared of their people. They usually make sure they take care of their people. There's certain responsibility that the government must have to its people. That they are obliged to fulfill certain necessities. As a Nigerian, we shouldn't just be carrying Nigeria. We that live outside Nigeria know the disgrace and the embarrassment that Nigerian government and Nigerian government and corruption and infiltrators. We have infiltrators and in the system. They've created a system that is hell-bent on suppressing the people. So if you are comfortable in that, then you can just do nothing. But I have just chose to at least be able to come out, to have a platform to be able to come out and enlighten Nigerians that you have to take this first step. I am a youth leader in the diaspora, and I am a great advocate for the chief Showore and Falana. And I really have great respect for these people. And I believe that every Nigerian should listen and should follow these people, because we need people that have the best interest of Nigerians at heart. Nigeria is no longer what you think it is. If we do not do something, it will be too late and it will continue. This is the best time to really take action. And this is my message to all Nigerian youths in particular, because we cannot just rely on entertainment, and all these things are just distractions. They are distractions. These people that are in power right now, when they were our age, they fought to get to where they are. They've made you believe that you're too young, you cannot do anything. When you go to Nigeria, they tell you, oh, this is Nigeria, this is how things are. You must not settle for less. You must understand that we are Africans and we are great people. If you know your history, you know yourself, then you always stand with your head up high. And this is my message to all Nigerians. And thank you very much, Chief, for allowing me to talk to Nigerians today. And I give you guys more grease to your elbows, and I will continue doing what I can from where I am to support and always support and do things in your own neighborhood, in your own areas. You don't have to go out of your area to be able to influence or make a difference. You start in your own home, start with your own family, start with your neighbors, start with the people around you, and that way it will form a chain reaction, and you have that chain reaction of change that we're looking for.
Good evening, comrades. Without wasting time, I'd like us to delve into the issues that this protest is meant to address. We need a better Nigeria. We demand for a better Nigeria, and we need to fight for a better Nigeria. I don't know if we should talk about this unnecessary killings, the rate of unemployment. I mean, I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. My PhD is on. And one would expect that in a normal country, one would have variety of choices of jobs to pick from. That is not the case in Nigeria. We are here going to school, wasting money. I mean, we are there pumping money into the economy that is not bringing money back to us. Right now, they are making education seem like a scam. They are making education seem unnecessary, discouraging the youth, corruption, unemployment, rising rate of poverty, and everything. So I need us to rise and show resistance to this bullying and this inhumane treatment. I need us to call on our labor leaders to do something and to coordinate the resistance, because we need accountability, we need safety, we need employment, we need freedom of speech, we need good governance, we need change, and not the APC change. I am sorry, I am not sorry. Not the change that APC is busy preaching. We need real change. We need good governance. We need a Nigeria that will not charge us for treason just because we need our freedom of speech. We need a Nigeria that will not kill our citizens just because we are calling out corrupt leaders and the looters. We need a Nigeria that is safe for all of us. We need a Nigeria that is for all and not for just some, like a selected few. We We need a Nigeria that saves us and does not slay us. We need a Nigeria that works. We need our Nigeria, the Nigeria that we deserve. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone here at Naomi. If you are here, would like Naomi to speak first. Can you unmute yourself? If you can hear me, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm trying to get, yes, me. I was trying to get Naomi to speak because she wanted to say something and I'd like her to speak before I do. If that's possible. She's, her name is Galaxy A2 Core.
What is her name?
Her name in this is Galaxy A2 Core.
Galaxy A2 Core, okay. Let me unmute her. All right.
Hello.
Floor. I heard she's a 12-year-old.
Please, yes.
Yes, go ahead, please. Take it away.
Okay. Speaking on behalf of our Umujafrika Youth and Student Movement for African Unity, Umujafrika Yasmao, based in Accra, Ghana, may I, Naomi Marina Kusika Koji, as the Principal Organizing Secretary, convey to you all our one Pan-African Internationalist Revolutionary greetings. Among the very many things we would like to say, but for which the constraints of time do not permit us to fully do so now, we choose to highlight one of the most important observations from our Mujafrika Yasma viewpoint as follows. The very disturbing extent of the Eurocentric miseducation of the coloniality system of white supremacy racism, which is reinforcing neocolonialism by continuing to spread obscurantism, stupefaction, and the mental side of the Mangamizi, as for example with the Nazi-style big lies of global apartheid, imperialism, about the recent revolt in Mali, seeking thereby to mobilize internal and external reactionary forces of Afrophobia to crush it, has given us an idea about what can be done. What if we rally a broad coalition of willing youth and student progressive forces all over the world to engage in the practical demonstration of internationalist solidarity with a new breed of Pan-African freedom-fighting young warriors and communities of resistance in Mali and throughout the continent and diaspora of Africa today, in order to all together launch at the same time, simultaneously in as many countries as possible, an annual Operation Global Justice Internationalist Solidarity Action for the Decolonization of Education, OGSAID, through Act October 2020. This is a serious proposal of our Mujafrika Yasmal that we have not only started discussing within the Extinction Rebellion, Affinity, All African Networks, Youth and Student Self-Empowerment Cycle, X1 YASEC, but also hope to draw into it further discussions and planning the Rose Must Fall Oxford University campaign in the United Kingdom and the Feast Must Fall movement in South Africa, as well as our colleagues of the newly emergent Youth and Student Action for Global Justice Unity, YASAJU, with the youth and students activists for revolution now in Nigeria, journals of Mujafrika Yasmau, and the X1 YASEC in starting to work now for the practical realization of this positive action idea, for which we can all locally seize the time for global emerging rebellion towards a definitive Pan-African rendezvous of global justice victory. Let us know as soon as possible. Akpenami.
Thank you so much. That was a good one. We want to have, I think Alejandra is there now to speak after that very succinct and direct speech by our friend from Ghana. Alejandro, can you, now I'm unmuting you. All right.
No, I'm unmuted.
Alejandro, yeah. Yes,
Well,
good.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Alejandra Piazzola. I am from Colombia, but like many people in my continent, in Abya Yala, or how many people just know it as the Americas, which is what the colonizers named it. Many of us have just had to seek refuge in this part of Europe. I'm part of this youth collective, Extinction Rebellion Youth, which started galvanizing around the climate and ecological crisis. But later, as we understand this system that is leading to the death of a planet is the same system that is leading to the death and suffering of millions and millions of people across the world. Like the battles that you are facing in Nigeria are very similar to the battles that my family, my friends, everyone are facing back in Colombia, and not just in Colombia, but talking from friends here that I've met in Bangladesh, in Ecuador, in Bolivia. They are suffering the same tyrannic neo-colonial regimes that you are right now. So with understanding of this, and as Naomi just put it much better than myself, we are trying to start this youth movement of movement collective, because the same way that all of this, you talk about your president, but you can get rid of him, and then the IMF, the World Bank, all the institutions in Europe will just find someone just like him to replace him, because they've got many. You've got Bolsonaro, you've got Trump, you've got Boris, and they are all different heads of the same monster. And I think what we really need to look is to just kill this monster completely, which is this whole system, this colonial system, because colonialism never really ended. That is run on like global apartheid racism and this capitalist system that is just creating the death of all life forms on earth and having millions and millions of people just living like slaves all across the world. And I'm here learning a lot from your resistance and trying to form those connections, because from my feeling and from looking at movements from the past, like in the OSPAL, for example, like the reason and the way that things, like all these different movements connected together all across from Latin America, from Africa, from Asia, to bring down these imperialist regimes. And I think if we really want to fight presidents like him and all this like dictatorial and very cruel presidents all across the world, we really need to start uniting all across the world, because otherwise they're just going to find ways of replacing some other ones. And I think all of you have said pretty much similar things to this. But my feeling is that we need to connect together, as I said, from across the world and form an internationalist solidarity movement. I was sharing some quotes here in the chat that I hope people were able to see from Che Guevara, but I would like to read for you as a reminder here. So is that each time a country is freed, we say it is a defeat for the world imperialist system. But we must agree that real liberation or breaking away from the imperialist system is not achieved by the mere act of proclaiming independence or winning an armed victory in a revolution. Freedom is achieved when imperialist economic domination over people is brought to an end. So I just want to end by saying that we need revolution now, and we need it all across the globe to free all of our peoples all across the world. And if possible, Kofi, who's been one of my mentors and key elders in this journey, is here with us. And I would, if he is around, if he could speak.
All right, guys, I think we should take a break while we figure out who's speaking next. Can we take a break? We will unmute everybody now, and let's do some ginger, please. 2 minutes, guys.
Revolution! Now! Revolution!
Now.
Revolution!
Revolution
Revolution now.
Revolution.
Buhari out! Revolution!
Biafra.
Revolution! Revolution! Buhari must go! Revolution!
We are
Revolution!
tired.
Revolution! You are not playing now.
Revolution now. We are tired of your bullshit. We are tired of your
Integrity, diligence, necessities for true
Revolution
democracy.
Cannot be leading me to
Under the white peace now.
between us and those.
Go back to
We take our country back.
Nigeria must be free.
Revolution now.
We remain down there. Revolution.
The Nigerian Constitution. Let's take
Take out from piracy is corrupt.
Say no to corruption. Enough is enough. See now.
He said,
Country must be free.
so subtle.
Corrupt.
He surrounded himself with
Nigeria must be free.
That's for what's
tired of money
All right, we go back to Kofi. He's on standby. Kofi, can you please take it away while we admit more people?
Take it away, Kofi.
All right. Kofi, please, can you take it away?
Yeah. Okay. Can you see?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Revolution Now for this kind of organizing, which is increasingly being internationalized so that, many of us who are not necessarily Nigerians can also participate. Because after all, as Naomi was trying to tell us, and Alejandra reinforced that we are faced with a global power of imperialism that has created situations of neo-colonial divide and misrule. And it keeps changing puppets. I mean, I have long, forget about Ghana and our experience, from where I come. But I've long followed, the struggle in Nigeria, because during my student days in Ghana, the National Association of Nigerian Students and the National Union of Ghana Students work together very, very closely, particularly within the All African Students, NASU. But I've also seen from within our own student activist ranks, people who, promised change and were active, in demanding and working for change, only to get co-opted, and perpetrate criminality of an extent that beats the imagination, okay? So, that lends actually a lot to what Alejandra was graphically illustrating. We have a situation where imperialism trains all these running dogs from our own communities, and then keeps unleashing these dogs, as neo-colonial puppets to be attacking us. And if we focus too much attention on only these dogs, of course the dogs have to be fought off, exposed and fought off, but if we focus too much attention, then we have this thing of, even from within our own ranks, people being co-opted, to serve the same purpose. And we should ask, we in Ghana, for example, have had to critically examine how come, some of our own student and youth activists who, when they get into positions, get so co-opted and can become some of the worst oppressive, tyrannical, puppets of, neocolonialism you can imagine. And the fact of the matter, for example, the previous president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, was a genius student of mine. We're in the same secondary school, okay? His father used to be a minister in the Nkrumah government. There are a lot of people who are looking up to him, to make change. I mean, what I know about, revolution, he knows, okay? But when he got there, he couldn't do much. He just became one of the usual. And the reason why is because when they get up there, the force of reactionary violence that imperialism is able to unleash, upon them, if they don't do as they are told. And we have many examples, the gory details of how Lumumba was, murdered, how Nkrumah was overthrown, how Sankara was killed, how Gaddafi was taken off, and yeah, the brutality with which, these things happen. I had the occasion to talk personally to Ken Saro-Wiwa before he left, and I told him, Ken, they will kill you. He didn't believe it. He said he was just a writer, and he was no threat to anybody. I'm sure he was really surprised when they framed him up and hanged him, right? So I think we should not underestimate the global power of, imperialism. And it is about time, at least in West Africa, we plan a West African revolt, okay? If we can't plan a West African revolt, right? Particularly in support of what is going on in Mali today, and allow, another repetition of the Sankara experience, which is what will happen, right? That is what will happen, okay? If we don't do that, then we will be betraying ourselves. All this wishful thinking about change, listen, there's this African saying that, you can't, hard words don't break bones, okay? We can insult them, we can cry at them, if we don't organize the counter force, right, to effect that change, it's not going to happen. Ghana cannot do it alone. Nigeria, of all places, cannot do it alone. If change what is going on in Mali now, if we don't rally all progressive forces in West Africa to defend that, it will fizzle out, right? Sankara and Compaore were the best of friends, right? Look at what Compaore did to him, okay? So, it is because there is this global power that manifests itself, and I think that, the real challenge is what Alejandra has said, what Naomi has said. And for those of us who find ourselves in this part of the world, because we all have to take responsibility, right? Why we are working with the Extinction Rebellion International Solidarity Network is to be able to assist this internationally solidarity networking, not just amongst those of us who are, from the continent of Africa, but also from the global south, Asia, Abiyala. We want to be able to create again that situation which Che Guevara, Nkrumah, and Mao were able to create in the 60s and the 70s, right? We saw Guevara come to fight in Congo, right? That is what we need. We need organizations, like that of the Organization of Solidarity of Peoples of Africa, Asia, America, Latina, which was not just a toothless bulldog issuing resolutions. They were training freedom fighters, right? Nkrumah had guerrilla camps where there were Chinese, right? And South, Latin American trainers of guerrilla freedom fighters in Ghana, right? People were trained in Cuba. People were trained in China. Africans were trained in Cuba, trained in China, right? That's the level of collaboration, right? So if we can't repeat those things, then we can be uttering the words and be hurling insults. It will change absolutely nothing. And we have to learn to do better than our ancestors so that the situation with Sankara, with Gaddafi, with Lumumba doesn't repeat itself. We can do better. And that is what we in the XR International Solidarity Network are trying to do, to facilitate international solidarity networking across continents so that our communities and organizations of resistance can get back to networking effectively, to be able to support each other concretely, to make and sustain change. Because there's no point in changing, and after a couple of years, they remove them. It demoralizes a lot of people, right? So let's think about sustainable change, and not just, let's make change happen. And I think we can.
Comrade, thank you so much for giving us that task. I agree with you that we need to have a West Africa-based revolt because Togo is in need of help. Benin Republic is in need of help. Your Ghana is in need of help. Your neighbor, Ivory Coast, where some 78-year-old crazy man wants to do a third term, is in need of help. Guinea, where another 82-year-old man wants to do a third term, is in need of help. All the way to Senegal, the entire West African coast is in need of help. And when we rescue the West African coast, we can have a West African highway that is not reliant on the World Bank or the IMF. We can build it ourselves. We can have a West African fast-moving train from Senegal to Lagos, and ultimately from Lagos to Joburg. That is the Africa we need, the unity of Africa, not to balkanize Africa further. Thank you. Let's take our next comrade, who is the president of FION. His name is Benga Komolafe, a notable union leader in Nigeria, and is also a member of the core leadership as a Coalition for Revolution. Guys, I could not thank you enough. We want to end this at 7 p.m. So please, I know you want to continue forever, but we'll still do our ginger. I can't thank you enough for doing this. Let me restate again that this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that we will be having that we will be having an online protest. In fact, I won't be surprised if it's the first time in the history of Africa that an online global protest like this has been organized. This is one of the most innovative protests we've ever had in Nigeria. Let me make you laugh. The Nigerian government deployed policemen in several corners of Nigeria today because they said, where is the street called Zoom? We want to make sure that these protesters don't get to protest. They are still looking for Zoom protests, the Zoom streets. Meanwhile, when they figure it out, they'll be out of power. I can tell you. It's not a joke. This was real. I was called. They said, one of them called me and said, we are waiting for you on Zoom Street. Come out. We will shoot tear gas at you. So far, no tear gases, no stray bullets. This has been completely something that is beyond even their own understanding. But ultimately, it must be known that our final solution will not happen without direct action. Boots on the ground, right? So, but this is one of the innovative ways that we're doing this. Before Benga Komolafe comes on October 1st, 2020, there will be global action, but this time around, it won't be on Zoom. But you can also put it on Zoom. We can combine all of it so that all of you can join, where we will march on the street. Nigerians in different parts of the world, Africans in different parts of the world are expected to storm the embassies, consulates. If there's no consulate or embassy in your own part of the world, go to the United Nations place around there and show your displeasure with these petty dictators and despots and tyrants here in Nigeria, in Benin Republic, in Togo, in Ethiopia. Can you imagine that they gave a Nobel Prize to the guy in Ethiopia, and the moment he arrived, he clamped down on the press and minority people. In Nigeria, our police, our secret policemen are killing members of a peaceful group known as the IPOP here on a regular basis. They are killing Shiites. They are jailing activists. We just had the news today that the guy who made a post on Facebook, on Twitter, saying that just a joke, was in jail for 6 months. Everybody's trying to protect despots and nobody is protecting the masses, but the masses must unite and fight to redeem their dignity. So we go on to Comrade Benga Komolafe. Please take it away. Thank you and welcome to our global solidarity protest today against tyranny. If you are on Twitter, please use the hashtag Buhari must go. Buhari has failed, revolution now for Africa. Anything you can put out there, please keep it going. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be back for our ginger after Benga Komolafe has spoken. Comrade, please take it away.
Thank you very much. And let me also congratulate all the comrades in the House for being part of this historic occasion. I agree that this is indeed novel. This is the first time I know of that we're having such a gathering of people from all walks of life online to speak with one voice, to reject oppression, to reject underdevelopment, to reject corruption, and to reject cronyism in Nigeria and indeed in the entire African continent. Say kudos to Yele Sowore who put this up and to all the members of the team. I'm sure this is a step in the right direction. It's part of the process of the general mobilization of our people for resistance. I came in at the time the last comrade from Ghana was speaking, and I'm particularly enthused by his analysis of the fact that what we're actually dealing with are the local faces of a global problem. And the problem is international finance capital. International finance capital and their desire to make sure that all global resources, all the resources of this planet serve the purpose of the purpose and interest of a tiny clique of people. The faces we actually see here are sometimes unwitting agents. They are faces of unwitting agents sometimes, and sometimes also some of them are very conscious agents of international finance capital. And so it's important that we heed to this warning that while we engage these local faces, we also have the larger picture in mind. And that's the lesson we must learn from our history from 1960 and the way imperialism has actually managed to defeat the popular movement in Congo and they killed Patrice Lumumba. The popular movement led by Kwame Nkrumah, which is an Africanist vision of a united Africa.
I don't know, say I need charger, baby. My phone is dying. Please. Huh? Please.
And the collective strength of the resources, the human and material resources of this continent, so that to enable the black man to also join the committee of other nationalities to be part of the 21st century. Continually, this aspiration has been frustrated. So it's important that we have and we appreciate that global picture of our struggle. But that's not to excuse the fact that we have also had the local agents of these foreign interests who have not hesitated because of their own extremely narrow selfish interest to play the good boy and girls, I must add, of international finance capital. It's within a context, for instance, that we can understand and appreciate even the recent increases in petroleum products pricing, electricity tariff increase. We should be able to easily trace this to the visit of the IMF chief a few weeks ago. And the purpose of that visit was just to get the commitment of the regime that they will effect these increases, that they will devalue the national currency, and that these are necessary steps to encourage foreign investment. Now, it's interesting that this bogey of foreign investment is being sold once again, literally at the cost of the blood of Nigerians, because we have been hearing this song for decades. In fact, all of the youth was spent trying to debunk the fallacy of this so-called foreign investment that the key promise us will come if only we would destroy our local economy by embarking on the policy always fall down our throat, devalue the national currency, open our borders so that all sorts of rubbish could be imported and our infant local industries will be crippled. We should not bother about it.
Thank you so much. Because we have 15 more minutes to go, I just want to take very quick messages of solidarity across.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to lay a little background so that the monster we confront in truth are either headed and have international dimensions, and that this must always be part of our planning. It must always be part of the larger picture we have to deal with. I said that to emphasize fact that yes, we have a struggle in our hand. It's a global struggle. for us as Black people, it is also a struggle for a reaffirmation of our humanity, that we are also humans. We are also
Hello?
I think the comrades' lines is breaking. It's better if somebody else can have chance.
Yes,
please.
I think
Otherwise
we
we'll
can
end
2
up
minutes
staying here
ginger.
doing
2
nothing.
minutes ginger, please.
Revolution.
Revolution now.
Revolution.
Revolution now.
Revolution. Revolution now.
Revolution now.
Revolution now.
Revolution now.
Buhari must go.
Revolution now.
New Nigeria, revolution now.
Revolution now.
Malami must go.
Revolution now.
Malami must go.
Guys, thank you so much. I've just been informed that the police has just tear gas Zoom streets. Lagos. They are tear gassing a street called Zoom in Lagos. Good luck to them. So we have Comrade Kelly Coco. We are going to let you speak. Lower your hand, and then we'll let you speak. Please make it not up to 1 minute, 30 seconds, because we will be kicked out of here at exactly 7. We want to be able to. Kelly Coco, Germany. Kelly Coco, please.
Revolution now. Revolution now. I don't have much to say. Thank you for giving me the platform. I'm speaking on behalf of Nigeria Revolution Now diaspora. I just want to use this opportunity to appeal to our Biafran brothers and sisters. I want you guys to know that we love you just like we love Yoruba and every other tribe. I want to assure you guys that revolution fight belongs to us all. We are all oppressed. There's no country in the world that has ever won secession or separation on the face of on Facebook or Twitter. You have to join the fight. Whether you want secession, whether you want to stay in Nigeria, we have to fight together. That is all I have. Revolution now. Thank you and God bless you.
So I'm going to take Comrade Kazim from London. Please, 30 seconds. Kazim Olaoye from London. Oh, I think it left. It left, right? I see if you, I don't know. Let's take another person from. We will take some random persons that they're raising their hands. So I want to take a lady. Ask to unmute. Jenny B. Jenny B, where are you? I just saw you randomly. Don't worry. Jenny B. Sorry, I'm trying to unmute you. I think you're trying to speak. Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me? Revolution! Revolution! Revolution now! Can you hear me? Please, Nigeria youth, we are begging you guys, please come out and fight for your rights. Don't be, I know the DSS, the police, the army, they are harassing you people. They are just doing that to scare you people away. Please come out. That your certificate that you have kept for a very long time. Bring it out. Hold it on your hand. Tell them you need a job. You need a good health care. You need good road. We need a new constitution that will work for everybody, not the few people. Everybody, a new constitution. Now, Nigeria, you come out and fight for your right. Come out and fight for your right. We need a new Nigeria. We can do it. We can do it ourselves. Please come out. Stop Igbo, Yoruba. We are all one. We can fight for ourselves. Revolution now. Aluta continue. Victoria Asaka. Victoria must very be ours. Free Omoyele Sowore. DSS Buhari. Free Omoyele Sowore to go to his family. Free Omoyele Sowore. Free the youth. When a child is crying, the mother or the father will ask the child, what are you looking for? The mother will give the child what the child is looking for. But they are trying to zip your mouth so that you don't speak. Open your mouth to speak. Youth of Nigeria, we can do it. Free Nigeria. Nigeria needs a new life, new youth. We can do it. Aluta continue, Victoria Asata.
Yes, sir. Can you give a... I just unmuted you. Can you give a short one?
Yes, most definitely. Hello, everybody. It's been an honor to be part of this tonight, this afternoon. It's definitely time to make a change. Enough is enough. We cannot wait any longer. We cannot have any more people dying. We cannot have any more punishment. I think Nigerians, we love punishment. Abi? Okay, we've had enough. We don't want no more punishment. We want change now. So whatever needs to happen needs to happen. It needs to change right now. We need to be connected and do it together. So that's, Mr. President, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. I want to call on a friend of ours from Texas, former NAS President Oludare Ogunlana, above. Oludare Ogunlana. Me and him, we're always fighting. It's very close to these bad guys.
Well,
above.
Greatest Busa. Well, if you cannot reply, well, I salute your courage coming together. You know, having this kind of first online protest. I've been watching. I didn't want to talk, but it's important also to encourage you. Sowore and I probably were about 20s when he did all what he did in the University of Lagos. I was class president when I was 24 years old. Larry Orugunlade was 20 years old when he was in prison fighting the same Buhari. And 19 years old, and now Oro moved the motion for the independence of this country. You can just go all over and check the issue of Awolowo. So for being here today, you are in the right direction. And when it comes to that time, when we are going to move on the street again, we are going to be with you. We are not going to get retired. We are not going to get tired, but we are going to fire on. Aluta continua, Victoria Asata.
Thank you, Derek. Shade Olu from the UK. And I'm picking on random people now because we have like 4 minutes to go. Shade Olu, UK. Shade is a member of TIB UK. Yes, you have been unmuted. Just a short one, no problem. Oh, I think you have a headset on. We can't hear you, but even though you've been unmuted, I can't hear you. Oh no, what's a shame? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sorry, Shade, we cannot hear. I think your sound is a little bad. I'm looking for Phil Ehi. Phil Ehi. I'm just picking people randomly. Phil, can you say what? Phil, can you say what? Try to mute you, it's impossible. Sorry, no luck with that.
Hello, Sowore.
Yes, who's speaking? Go ahead.
So I'm in support of everything you're doing. I'm currently in Amsterdam.
Please? Can you introduce yourself, please?
So this is Phil from Amsterdam.
All right, Phil. Yes.
Yes.
How are you?
So I'm
Yes,
currently in support of everything you're doing. As the youths of Nigeria, we need a revolution. We are tired of the all this deciding our future. So we need to take our future into our hands, and we need a revolution fast. We are tired of Islamization of Nigeria. We are tired of our future being mortgaged. So we are in full support of what you're doing, and we are strongly behind you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we love you too.
Ella. Ify Ella. Ify, are you there? Ify. All right. If I don't get Ify, I'll go to Taiwo Shudende. Taiwo Shudende, outskirts of London. Taiwo. Okay. Taiwo, can you speak if you are muted? It's very tricky here because I think because we have so many people on. Huh? Who was that? Let's see. It says there's somebody who is a concerned nurses of Nigeria. Okay. No, how about Taiwo, Dr. Taiwo Adetiloye, Canada. Can we have you for a second? Okay.
Revolution.
Now.
Comrade, I thank you all for this. In fact, I'm really impressed by this gathering. I'm also thanking Yele Showore for the boldness and the courage. I can imagine, of course, when we had a gathering like this during the starts in Canada, I was privileged to be with him, and meeting such a man that has so much dignity, integrity, and passion for his country is really rare. And I encourage you, youths, even generations that are, out there, please let's come together and change Nigeria. If you see the sufferings of people, Africans, Nigerians in particular, as we have one of the largest population of Black people in the world, and come and see refugees, Nigerians. The Canadian government, I know Dr. Shiji spoke earlier on, they were asking at some point that, do we have war in your country? Okay. In Nigeria, people are suffering and you are outside, they don't even care about you. There's no scholarship, no funding. And when you see all these things, you wonder, we produce some of the best brains around the world. And yet, if you see what some of us are going through, in a country, I have a friend that a great-grandparent migrated from Nigeria in Borno to Saudi Arabia long ago when they discovered oil. And now this girl, being a Saudi citizen, she has scholarship, she has everything, tuition prepaid, everything. The same girl, if she was to be born in that area now, Maiduguri, by now she's dead. We see the Chibok girls and so on. So life is worthless in Nigeria, to be honest. And in as much as we are doing this protest, please.
Taiwo, because it's 7:01, let's have a few more persons, Taiwo, please.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Revolution now.
Revolution now. I want to have Mr. Ajadi. Ajadi, can you please say a word? Just a word, Ajadi.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Ajadi. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
My name is Ajadi. My name is Ajadi Caleb. I'm not afraid of anybody aside from God Almighty.
Nobody's afraid here. Anybody here is not afraid of anybody. So we know.
Yeah, definitely. So we want a Nigeria whereby all of us will be free in our various homes, will be safe. Not the kind of country whereby we'll be in our homes and we'll still not be able to be safe. We'll be walking our streets, we'll be looking behind our shoulders, what is going to happen to us in the next few minutes. We don't want that kind of country anymore. We want a country whereby we can be able to go freely, sleep safely. Revolution.
Ajadi, thank you so much. I'm going to try to take Taiwo Shudende. Taiwo Shudende, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
One word.
Yes, I say good evening to everybody here. My message goes to the youth of Nigeria. This is the time for you. Your future lies in your hands. Rather than subscribing to Big Brother Nigeria and downloading and voting and spending your money. This is the time for you to come out here and fight for what belongs to you. Your future has been mortgaged off, even the future of your children's children. I beg on all undergraduates, the 1.1 million graduates with no future, no jobs in Nigeria. This is the time for us to come out. Look, they will intimidate us. They want to threaten you with guns, but they can't kill all of us. This is the time. I beg all Nigerian youth to come out now and fight for what belongs to them so that they can have a future. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming on here. And I hope that this will carry on till the 1st of October when we have a mega protest. Thank you very much, everyone.
Marianne Silvanus. Marianne, if you're there, I want you to speak. Marianne Silvanus. Huh? Oh, she's there. Marianne, if you're there, can you hear me? I think we lost that. I want to get Eunice Dabo. Eunice, can you please take it away? One word. Eunice. Okay. Eunice, I think we lost that. I wanted to take concerned nurses. Concerned nurses. Concerned nurses. Concerned nurses. Concerned nurses, are you there? Okay. I'm going to pick on one person I see here, Dean Effer. Dean, can you speak for a second? Okay. Hi. Dean. Yes, go ahead. Dean Effer. Dean. No. No luck. Let's try Eunice again. She's just said we can unmute her to speak. Eunice, can you take it away?
Now. Revolution now. I believe, thank you very much for this privilege. Thank you very much. I've been on this protest and I'm enjoying it. I believe we've done and it's time for action. And I'm calling on everybody on ground in Nigeria, wherever you are in the world. October 1st is the day. Okay, join us in London. October 1st is the showdown test in London. And the theme is Revolution now. We've done it all and it's time for action. Thank you very much.
Right. Can I speak on, sir? Thank you.
Go ahead. Concerned nurses.
All right, revolution.
Concerned nurses.
All right, revolution now. Revolution now. Thank you very much for giving me this privilege. I want to appeal to all Nigerians speaking from the health sector perspective. We all are aware that our health indices is one of the worst globally. The situation in the health sector, corruption, ravaged system, nothing seems to be working. Oxygen gauge that could save life within 4 minutes is rarely available in most of our hospitals. Our people are dying even when they're supposed to leave. Even when they come to the hospital, how many of them can we even salvage? There is gross understaffing in the sector, and the government, they are not at all. They don't care about the Nigeria health system, but they go abroad there and meet fellow Nigerians who treat them even in their private facility. We are using this medium to speak to Nigerians. Let us be unanimous and demand for leadership, accountability, and good health delivery system in order to extend our life. We can't continue to live a life with life expectancy less than 50 years, whereas nations and other settings like Monaco can be bound and claim 97 years as their average life expectancy. For how long can we continue to bury our youth? For how long can we continue to bury our wives? For how long can we continue to bury our children? For how long can we continue to bury our parents that are yet to enjoy the benefit of training us? I think this is time. This is not tribal movement. This is a collective movement. And speaking on behalf of concerned nurses of Nigeria, we are saying we need leadership in the health sector. We are saying the life of Nigerians matters. We are saying the lives of villagers matters. The life of our children matter. They are innocent. They did not commit crime being in Nigeria. But the crime is that we have bad leadership. Once again, I support everything we are doing here. Thank you very much. Revolution now.
Now. Dean, I've unmuted you. Dean Effert. We just unmuted you. Make it quick, please. Let's go to 20 seconds now. 20 seconds. Dean Effert.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is that Dean Effert?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm an artist from Nigeria. I just wanted to say that I believe in African unity, and it's something that I try to push as much as I can in my content and in my art and in my music and all of that. So I believe in unity. I believe it's the only way this can work. I believe we need to get the youth off of the distractions and fight for what we know is ours. So thank you very much for having me. I'm honored.
Thank you so much. Guys, I'm trying to see if I can take Kazim, our London coordinator. One more second, see if I can get through to him. It says lower your hand and I mute you, but it doesn't give me a chance. It doesn't give. Kazim, can you hear me? Can you speak? No. All right. Val, yes, Val Ojo, we're trying to get you. Val Ojo. Val Ojo. Can you there? Val, can you speak? Make it quick. Make it fast and quick.
Now, yes.
Now.
My name is Val Ojo from London. Yes, I will like to thank you, Showore, for doing a fantastic work. I will urge everybody to keep up the good spirit. Nobody can shut us up. We are going to make those guys resign from office. And even after they free Showore, he's still going to be in town to lead us out of this contraption. Because we are all in the contraption. And we have to emancipate ourselves. Thank you very much. Revolution now.
I want to unmute Sue. Su Chan, who is the only Nigerian with a Chinese name. Su Chan, very, very powerful guys. These are guys that are always on this. Su Chan, 20 seconds, Su Chan. Connect you. Okay. 20 seconds, Su Chan. I can't hear him. Who else is available?
Yes, there is still Tunde.
Tunde who?
Tunde.
Okay. Oh yeah, Tunji. Tunde Olatunji. Okay, I see him. Tunde, can you take it away? Oh man. Hello, Tunde. Okay. Hello, Tunde. Tunde is not. Well, guys, I'm going to put up my Tunde. If you can speak, you are still on. Otherwise, I'm going to put up my Twitter account here. I want you guys to follow me, and I'll follow you back. It's Yele Showore at that's my Twitter handle. Yes, and Revolution Now NG on Twitter. Follow these groups so that we can. One of the things we don't do very well is making sure that we tweet and make sure we get across to everybody. There's someone, Muyiwa from London, who wants to speak. I'm going to, if I get you, is it Muyiwa and Jory or just Muyiwa? Okay, there's a Muyiwa and Jory here. If you speak, that will be the last person. Muyiwa and Jory, can you please speak? Muyiwa and Jory. All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Thank you very much. I'm so privileged to be here. I'm in diaspora, and I'm so much in support of all these. When I see people back at home frustrated with our leaders in terms of what they're doing, I see this government over here do not rely on resources, natural resources, but on taxes, and they are utilizing it very well. They have good roads, they have good healthcare system, and yet Nigerians endowed with so many natural resources, and they're not using it very well. I believe this is the time for us to demand a change and get value from our leaders to ensure that our future are secure and for those that are coming behind us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. At this point, we have to close. We have no option than to close. I'd like for this to continue, but there's a possibility that we might actually do another online protest and organizing global like this, to organize for October 1. But you know what we need to do? October 1, we need everybody to get themselves together, print your posters, banners, and we want everywhere in the world, Nigerians to go out there and shut this crazy system down. This system is not sustainable, it doesn't work for anybody. And I want to announce here, if under any circumstance I get arrested again or I get killed, whatever happens to me, please do not relent. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to put myself out there as because they know how to distract people. They'll go and carry Showore and everybody will be shouting free Showore, free Showore. No, that's not the issue. It's free everybody. Everybody is in bondage right now. Whether we are in Nigeria or outside, we're all in bondage. If anything happens to me, yes, you might have some little bit of emotional concerns, but don't let it distract you from carrying out the action on October 1 and beyond. So our next physical day of rage, or days of rage as we call it, is October 1, 2020. It's Nigeria's Independence Day, according to the British, but we want to use that day symbolically to fight for our own independence, real independence, and take the country away from these charlatans who are running the country. I don't even know where to start. Thank you guys, but I want to thank Juwon and the organizers who have been with me in Abuja working on this. We had a washing party somewhere in Abuja. The police came there and disrupted it. The owner of the place that we paid for called police. The moment he saw, hey, these people, revolutionary people, they have come here, they drove us out. But October 1, everybody will be involved. And I like to call for support. When I say support, don't send me money. But if you know how to support like individuals, get them t-shirt, caps, berets like this, sponsor gatherings, because we have been asking people to go out there to also do sensitization. Please do so. Those who can support should support those who are on the ground. But it's not a condition for participation, because we all have to be careful that people don't take advantage of this. I also want to thank the DSS, the Nigerian government, for participating today. You have heard us, and you know that you are going to be out of power very soon. Your DSS, your police, your army, you better join us before it is too late, because I saw a lot of their people perambulating on this platform. In fact, when we were planning this, they informed us that they will hijack the platform. I don't know what happened to their hijack. We are still here, and they couldn't, they just had a few of their rabble rousers on board. Thank you, DSS, for joining. Let your boo-boo, Buhari, know that his time will soon be over. We cannot continue like this. And we know that Buhari cannot change, so we can't ask him to change himself. We are past that stage of reform. We are now going for the revolution, because it's about our lives. And it doesn't matter how you feel about it. We don't even need a dictionary to explain it. We're just tired, we're tired. That's the meaning of the revolution we are planning. We're tired of all of you. We're tired of Buhari, Oshibajo, Babangida, Obasanjo. We're tired of all the criminals and shambolic people who put our country in this very sad condition that we're in. And we're sorry. We can't wait for 2023. It's too long. We want it now. We want revolution now. Thank you, guys. Let's do our national anthem, which is, I don't know how to sing very well. It's like, revolution, revolution. We want to do something before we go. Revolution,
We want to do something before we go.
Also teach comrades another song.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you so much.
I'm still singing it in my head.
Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir.
Solution now.
Revolution for freedom, sir.
Solution to democracy.
To do something before we go.
Nigeria, not
My children to enjoy Naija. We want to fight for our children.